My name is Dominik Stecula. I'm an assistant professor of political science at Colorado State University. My research interest has always been centered on kind of public opinion and political communication, so kind of how media shapes what people believe. The pandemic, unfortunately, provided us with a pretty stunning example of a lot of conspiracies hitting essentially the entire world at the same time.
The coronavirus pandemic has seen its share of misinformation, and the Pan American Health Organization warns the lies spreading online now are fueling vaccine hesitancy.
Throughout 2020, along with some colleagues, we began to survey people in several different countries. So we focused on English-speaking countries, United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand. And we asked about a variety of things pertaining to the pandemic, but we're also specifically interested in some of the most prominent conspiracy theories. With our research, we found something like the COVID death toll is greatly exaggerated. That's something that something like 13% of Americans believed fairly strongly. Then when you ask about something more extreme, like the linkage between 5G technology, that's something that still has something like 4 to 5% support, right? So 4 to 5% of Americans believe it. Another finding that I think is interesting, we found that Americans were no more likely than Canadians or Brits or Australians or people in New Zealand to find these conspiracies, to encounter these conspiracies that I just mentioned. But Americans are significantly more likely to actually share these conspiracies with their networks. So whether they're on Facebook, whether they're on Twitter, whether they're on YouTube, you name it, they're about 3 times more likely to share these conspiracies with their followers, with their social networks, than people in other countries. These things are some of the things that I teach in my media and politics class. We talk about not just kind of where do people get their news, but also some of the ways in which the media have been playing a role in something like spreading, for example, misinformation, etc. In the fall, I'll be teaching a capstone seminar on misinformation, and we'll spend a lot of time thinking about not just kind of where do people get their news and how come people fall for some of the misinformation that I've been talking about, but also kind of what can we do about it? How can we stop it? How can we prepare people and equip them with skills so that they're kind of more vigilant and don't just kind of accept certain things that we know are untrue and harmful.